I'm going to be going over a couple of polls that have come out recently out of the state of Georgia, and it's painting a relatively positive picture for the Democrats. So we have two polls here, one from the University of Georgia that I'll touch on first, and then also one from Zogby Analytics. And then after going through all this polling data, I want to show you what the Electoral College Map might look like in a situation where the Democrats are showing enough strength to win a state like Georgia. So starting off here with the University of Georgia poll, and if you're interested in looking at all this data for yourself, I'll have links to these articles posted down in the video description. So starting off here with Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, we can see in this one that Biden is at 51.1% to Trump, who's at 42.5%, so nearly a 9 percentage point lead for Biden, and he happens to do the best out of this particular poll. So now we're going to go down and take a look at Trump versus Sanders. In this one, we can see Sanders at 47.5 to Trump, who's at 43.6, so around a 4 percentage point lead. And then with Elizabeth Warren, it's 47.4 for Warren to 44% for Trump, so nearly a 3.5 percentage point lead for Elizabeth Warren. Then we have Pete Buttigieg, and he has a little less than a 3 percentage point lead. He's at 45.9 to Trump, who's at 43.1. And then wrapping things up with Kamala Harris, she has a 1 percentage point lead at 44.9% to Trump, who's at 43.9. And I'd say that this University of Georgia poll probably a little bit more bullish for the Democrats than what the average of the polls are going to tell you, in what's likely to be a very competitive matchup at the end of the day between Trump and whoever the Democratic nominee ends up being. But if you're the Democrats, obviously you'd rather be in a situation where you're leading Trump in the polls than vice versa. So now we're going to go over and take a look at the Zogby Analytics. And starting off here with Biden versus Trump, in this one we can see Joe Biden has a 2 percentage point lead, 46 points to 44. Scrolling down, Bernie Sanders actually does the best in the head-to-head matchup in this Zogby Analytics poll, where he has 48 points to Trump, who's at 43, so a 5 percentage point lead for Sanders. And then Warren losing to Trump by 2 points, 42 to 44. Buttigieg does the worst at a 38 to 45 matchup where he's losing to Trump by 7 percentage points. And then Kamala Harris, very similar to Elizabeth Warren's numbers, where she's losing to Trump by 2 percentage points. So if you're the Democrats, especially with these Democrats that have the best chance at possibly going on and winning the nomination, in the first poll, we saw Biden did the best, Bernie did the second best, and then in this one, it was flipped where Sanders did the best, and then Joe Biden did the second best, where the other Democratic hopefuls weren't leading Trump where they were in that University of Georgia poll. So now I want to go over and show you what the Electoral College Map could possibly look like if the Democrats are in a position of strength where they could possibly go on and win a state like Georgia. Okay, so as you can see here, we're right now looking at the 2020 consensus map, which is just essentially taking all of the different forecast outlets, combining them, and this is the map that you get where it's at 248 for the Democrats and 204 for the Republicans. So going down here and taking a look at Georgia, where they have as a slight lean to the Republicans right now, let's say in a hypothetical that the polls, what we just went over, are actually what happened in the election, and the Democrats are able to pick up Georgia with a candidate such as Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden. Well, that would put us into a situation where the Democrats are likely to do strong enough where they're also able to pick up states that are expected to be even a bit more competitive than a state like Georgia, which was at a lean for the Republicans. So that would give the Democrats states like Florida, Arizona, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and the 2nd Congressional District of Nebraska. And then that puts us into a situation where we're at 350 electoral votes for the Democrats to 188 for Donald Trump and the Republicans, and clearly showing a very convincing victory. And also for this hypothetical, let's just say, for instance, that the Democrats, they win this Georgia result, which was a lean to the Republicans. So let's say they also win the other areas that are right now sitting at a lean to the Republicans. And actually, we've been seeing some really good polling data for the Democrats out of some of these key states like Ohio and Iowa in recent months, where a lot of them have these Democratic hopefuls defeating Trump. So flip over those results, as well as the 2nd Congressional District of Maine. And then that gets you into a situation where you're at 375 to 163, so an even more convincing victory. And again, guys, this is just a hypothetical to show you what the Electoral College Map might look like if the Democrats are doing well enough on election night to win a state like Georgia. So I hope you liked this content, and if you want more, consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys back here for my next video.